thought it was important for me to say something right now. As some of you can see, I had a little setback, right? I probably look crazy. I can't really tell because I'm having sensitivity to my eye. But what I wanted to say is it made me really focus on the fact that it's a real need to understand how COVID is going to affect someone with a compromised immune system. And more importantly, it's important to have a game plan in place. So the backstory is, I've been out for a little while. The other day, I fell. Haven't fell in years. Thought it was hilarious. Didn't think much of it. The next day, I did feel a little, like my balance was off a little bit. Again, didn't think much of it. Just thinking, I've been off my feet for a while. It's going to take me time to get back to where I was. Woke up yesterday and had a little sensitivity to light. Didn't think it was a big deal, but decided to call my doctor and say, hey, these two things happened to me, and they seem strange. By 5 o'clock, my eye was completely closed. Couldn't see anything. The pain was excruciating. So much so that the doctors wanted me to come into the emergency room. When I got to the emergency room, they start doing neurological tests, thinking that I could be having a stroke or something, long story short, I turned out to be okay. This terrible eye infection that happened, that went from me seeing at 12 o'clock to me not being able to see by 5 o'clock. And that's important. And that's what I kind of want to talk about today. I think what I found out by going to the emergency room today, and what I've been experiencing since I was diagnosed with COVID, is that the plan that is in place, the things that you're reading, are not for people with compromised immune system. They are not instructions that we should follow. If I would have followed the directions, and even though my doctors are really good, and if I would have followed the directions, I would not be here. If I would have waited for an appointment on Thursday to get results on Monday, I would not be here, because by Monday I couldn't breathe. And I had already had 5 days of treatment. So, it's amazing that what I'm reading is not for the population that is going to be most affected by this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I found to be our blueprint for someone with immune compromised. The first thing is, if the directions say wait, don't wait. So if you have an extreme symptom, mine was chills, get up right then, go to the hospital, get checked out. I waited to the third symptom, and I ended up walking out of the hospital with oxygen. Maybe if I would have known that for me, any extreme symptoms, I should have gotten checked, maybe I walk out without oxygen. The second thing, have a plan in place. Do your research. So if you go to the hospital and you turn out to be positive for COVID, know exactly what you want to get done. Know that you are willing to take this risk, you're willing to do this, and get the doctors to work, because time, I feel, was important. I got treated 3 days into my symptoms. I got 5 days of treatment, and I feel fortunate because I've seen people not walk out of the hospital that walked in the same time I did. So time is important. So be prepared. If you have an extreme symptom, that it could be something, it could be COVID, but you're going to be ready, because you're going to know exactly what you want done to yourself. The third thing is protect yourself. The hospitals are corporations. They're not going to get everything right. the nurse, you can have an excellent doctor, excellent nurse, an excellent PA, all of that. They're gonna miss something. So bring your own PPE, change your mask, bring your, if they tell you lay down, get up. If you can't breathe, breathe deeper, because the directions that they're giving you is not specifically for you. This disease is not something you're going to sleep off. While you're sleeping or you're resting, the disease is working. It's building inside of you. So you have to fight with it. You have to help your body. The third thing is understand that it is going to be a fight, right? Understand every symptom that you read about with COVID, you're probably going to get if you have a compromised immune system. So for example, if I would have known dizziness was a potential symptom when you're recovering, instead of me getting out of my car carrying two things, I would have carried one thing and held on, and then maybe I don't fall. If I would have known that conjunctivitis was 30% of the people could get conjunctivitis, when I felt that first sensitivity to light, I would have called my doctor and got these pills instead of waiting to I couldn't see to go to the hospital. It just so happens that things seem to be mistakenly going right for me, in the sense that I was waiting for medication when my eye first started hurting. Even though I'm quarantining, sometimes I need things quickly and they can't be delivered. So I do curbside pickup. I just happened to be in my car waiting, and my eye went from perfectly fine where I was able to drive to coming home, I could not see. And it happened that fast. So if I would have known that a symptom of COVID was conjunctivitis, things are going to happen quicker for me. It's not going to be a gradual thing. I'm not going to gradually, get dizziness. I'm not going to gradually get, conjunctivitis. It happened within a matter of 5 hours, where I'm sitting here, talking to you guys with a patch on my eye. So far, I'm living through this, and I'm understanding the differences of how it's affecting me with a compromised immune system, and how the directions don't apply to me. And when I was in the emergency room, and I'm talking to the doctor, and he said the same thing. He said that, yeah, you guys are the most affected, but they're not studying how to get you better. It's like they gave up on people with compromised immune system. They think that the biggest thing is prevention. Yeah, don't get COVID. But when we get it, what do we do? How do we get better? Because I'm not giving up. I don't care what I'm going through. I feel good. I may look crazy. I may have oxygen on and a patch. But if 20 years from now I'm sitting at my son's graduation with oxygen on and a patch, then this is a win for me, because 500,000 people didn't do that. So as I figure this out, I think it's important for someone else to say, hey, you know what? I have a compromised immune system. I'm going to follow this plan, so that, because if it's no one else looking at it, the people that's going to have to do it is the people that are experiencing it. So if this experience is going to help someone, then it's all worth it to me. Thanks again for your support.